Let's test your brain with general knowledge questions. Start with question 1. Which animal has 3 hearts? Octopus. Question 2. Who invented the telephone? Option B. Alexander Graham Bell. Question 3. Which fruit has its seeds on the outside? Strawberry. Question 4. Which planet has the shortest day? Option B. Jupiter. Question 5. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Option B. Leonardo da Vinci. Question 6. Which bird can fly backwards? Option B. Hummingbird. Question 7. Which country has the most islands? Option B. Sweden. Question 8. Who discovered penicillin? Option C. Alexander Fleming. Question 9. Which metal is liquid at room temperature? Option A. Mercury. Question 10. Which scientist developed the theory of relativity? Option A. Albert Einstein. Question 11. Which sea has no coastline? Sargasso Sea. Question 12. Who invented the World Wide Web, WWW? Option B. Tim Berners-Lee. Question 13. Which mammal lays eggs? Option B. Platypus. Question 14. Which country is called the land of the rising sun? Option B. Japan. Question 15. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Option B. William Shakespeare. Question 16. Which ocean is the deepest? Option A. Pacific Ocean. Question 17. Which gas makes up about 78% of Earth's atmosphere? Option B. Nitrogen. Question 18. Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the USA? France. Question 19. Which animal cannot jump? Elephant. Question 20. Who invented the first practical printing press? Johannes Gutenberg. Question 21. Which is the largest organ in the human body? Skin. Question 22. Who invented the airplane? Wright brothers. Question 23. Which is the largest living species of penguin? Emperor penguin. Question 24. Which planet rotates on its side? Uranus. Question 25. Who discovered gravity after observing a falling apple? Is Isaac Newton. Question 26. Which vitamin is produced when your skin is exposed to sunlight? Vitamin D. Question 27. Which country invented paper? China. Question 28. Which desert is the largest hot desert in the world? Sahara. Question 29. Who invented the practical electric light bulb? Thomas Edison. Question 30. Which is the smallest country in the world? Vatican City. Question 31. Which animal has blue blood? Octopus. Question 32. Who invented the first commercially successful automobile? Carl Benz. Question 33. Which ocean is the largest? Pacific. Question 34. Which is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Diamond. Question 35. Who discovered America in 1492? Christopher Columbus. Question 36. Which bird is the fastest in a dive? Peregrine falcon. Question 37. Which country has the longest coastline? Canada. Question 38. Who invented the first successful steam engine? James Watt. Question 39. Which is the deepest ocean trench? Mariana Trench. Question 40. Which gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere? Carbon dioxide. Question 41. Who wrote the Harry Potter series? J.K. Rowling. Question 42. Which is the tallest mountain in the world above sea level? Mount Everest. Question 43. Which animal is the fastest on land? Cheetah. Question 44. Who invented the sewing machine? Elias Howe. Question 45. Which is the longest river in the world? Nile. Question 46. Which planet is known as the Red Planet? Mars. Question 47. Who invented the radio? Guglielmo Marconi. Question 48. Which is the only continent with no active volcanoes? Australia. Question 49. Which blood type is known as the universal donor? O negative. Question 50. Who invented the television? John Logie Baird. Question 51. Who invented the first successful vaccine? Edward Jenner. Question 52. Which is the world's largest flower? Rafflesia arnoldi. Question 53. Which is the fastest fish in the ocean? Sailfish. Question 54. Which country has the most castles in the world? Germany. Question 55. Which animal can survive the longest without drinking water? Kangaroo rat.